f of x is a polynomial and A is a matrix, then matrix polynomial of A with respect to F. See, I have a polynomial and I have a matrix. Then matrix polynomial of the given matrix A with respect to the given polynomial is simply nothing but F of A. F of A in the sense we need to replace the variable x with the matrix A. Okay? While replacing variable x with matrix A, the constant term of the polynomial a0 will become a0 times of the identity matrix. At the end, if you look, a0i is a matrix, a1 is a constant and a is a matrix. So a1i is a matrix, a2 a square is a matrix, and all these are different matrices. Sum of all these matrices is represented by f of a, which is the matrix polynomial of a with respect to the given polynomial. Okay, for suppose I will give you one example. When coming to the example, if I have a polynomial f of x is equals to some 2x square plus x, I say just like this, 2x square plus x, that is a polynomial. And if you say suppose I have a matrix A is equals to 1 0 1 minus 1, this is matrix. F of A is 2x square plus x, or you may say to involve constant 2x square plus 3, that is f of x. Then A is this matrix 1 0 1 minus 1. Then matrix polynomial of A, or f of A is matrix polynomial of A with respect to that f of x. So f of A is equals to, we need to take 2a square plus 3 times of the I. 2a square plus 3 times of the I. So we need to multiply a with a here, and then we need to multiply 3 with identity. So at the end we need to add. So this is equals to 2 times of a square is 1 0 1 minus 1 into again 1 0 1 minus 1. This is 2a square plus 3 times of identity is 1 0 0 1. You just simplify it and you will get the resultant, and that resultant matrix is usually represents f of A. Okay, basically matrix polynomial is simply nothing but a polynomial expression in terms of the matrix. So this is usually called as the matrix polynomial. So this is usually the matrix polynomial of A with respect to the given polynomial. The simplification part actually no need any other types. Okay, if particularly the question asks you to simplify, we need to simplify, or otherwise you just say this f of A as matrix polynomial of A with respect to f. Okay, here in this particular context you just try to simplify it and then say it as f of A. Okay, just do it now. So just have a look. To solve many problems which involve with the determinant as well as the inverse, we solve using this concept of characteristic polynomial or as well as characteristic equation. For a matrix A, characteristic polynomial is simply determinant of A minus lambda I is equals to 0, as well as characteristic equation is determinant of A minus lambda I is equals to 0. So and the characteristic roots are simply the roots of this particular equation. If you solve it, from there you will get lambda values. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 values you will get for lambda. Those values are mentioned as characteristic roots, or sometimes they are mentioned as Ein roots. EIGN Ein roots. Okay, in most of the cases we call characteristic roots, but sometimes some books may call them as eigen roots. Okay, eigen roots or eigen values. Right? So ultimately you need to memorize that the characteristic equation of the given matrix is simply nothing but determinant of A minus lambda I is equals to 0. Okay, I will give you one example based on that. For suppose if you wish to find the characteristic equation for a matrix, okay, how to find out, how to frame that characteristic equation, just have a look. I will take it as D. For suppose if I have a matrix, you simply say the matrix is some 1 2 0 minus 1. Okay, if this is my matrix here, then what you say about its characteristic equation? Okay, characteristic equation is characteristic equation is determinant of A minus lambda I is equals to 0. So that implies determinant of A minus lambda I means A is given matrix, lambda I means lambda times the identity. Just you look there, for the first time I am mentioning here 1, 2, 0 minus 1 is A minus lambda times of I is simply lambda 0, 0 lambda is equals to 0. I, we know it I as identity 1001 and lambda I is lambda 00 lambda. And then A minus lambda I means the subtraction. So this is equals to, this implies the determinant of, see, correspondingly 1 minus lambda, 2 minus 0 is 2, 0 minus 0 is 0, minus 1 minus lambda is equals to 0. So at the end directly you have a chance to write like this. A minus lambda is simply 1 minus lambda, 2, 0, minus 1 minus lambda. This determinant is equals to 0. Okay. And further if you simplify, this implies, we know the way of calculating its determinant. AD minus BC. So AD means what? 1 minus lambda into this minus 1 minus lambda. So 1 minus lambda into minus 1 minus lambda minus 2 into 0 is equals to 0 is its characteristic equation. This is 0, you just left there. So 1 minus lambda, so okay, minus 1 minus lambda, right? So from there you just correct 1 minus, give it to 1 minus lambda, it becomes lambda minus 1. And 1 minus 1 minus lambda will become lambda plus 1. That is equals to 0. So lambda square minus 1 is equals to 0. So at the end lambda square minus 1 is equals to 0 is the characteristic equation. See, we know the roots of this particular equation are 1 comma minus 1, right? Since 1 comma minus 1 are the roots of that equation, then we say characteristic roots. Okay, characteristic roots are 1 comma minus 1. Okay, just have a look. So characteristic equation is simply determinant of A minus lambda I is equals to 0. And with that we have this determinant is equals to 0. If you use AD minus BC is equals to 0, lambda square minus 1 is equals to 0. And if you solve this equation, you will get lambda values as 1 or minus 1, and we call them as characteristic roots. And one more thing is, here in particular, this is the characteristic equation, lambda square minus 1 is equals to 0. Then we say that lambda square minus 1 as characteristic polynomial also. Okay, just have a look. So generalization for a matrix of the form ABCD. Okay, if A is a matrix ABCD, then its characteristic equation is, as we discussed, A minus lambda I is equals to 0. Determinant. So determinant of A minus lambda I is nothing but, as we mentioned, the matrix A minus lambda times of the identity. So we may write it like this: A minus lambda B C and D minus lambda is equals to 0. Okay, this is directly A minus lambda I. Okay, if you wish, you just try to calculate A minus lambda I as we mentioned in the previous point. Okay, and its determinant is simply nothing but, as we know, the determinant is product of these two minus this one. Okay, so that's why I write it like this: A minus lambda into D minus lambda minus BC is equals to 0. Is there anything wrong? So product of these two minus B into C is the determinant, and that is equals to 0. And further if you simplify, you just have a look: A minus lambda into D minus lambda minus BC is equals to 0. If you multiply, what will happen? A into D, okay, AD, and then minus A lambda minus D lambda minus lambda is what? Plus lambda square minus BC is equals to 0. And from there, this is lambda square minus A lambda minus D lambda is nothing but minus of A plus D times of the lambda, these two terms, plus AD minus BC is equals to 0. Okay, you just have a look: lambda square minus A plus D times of the lambda plus AD minus BC is equals to 0. See, you just compare the final equation with the given matrix. On comparison, you have that this implies lambda square minus A plus D times of the lambda. That A plus D is simply nothing but sum of the diagonal elements here. Okay, lambda square minus sum of diagonal elements. Okay, sum of diagonal elements into lambda. Okay, plus AD minus BC. See, what is that AD minus BC when related to this given matrix? See, for this given matrix, determinant of A is that AD minus BC. So, sum of diagonal elements minus lambda plus determinant of A is equals to 0. Just have a look. If anybody asks you to give the characteristic equation for a matrix, generally for a 2 by 2 matrix, instead of calculating all this, see, it is enough to give you this direct equation. Okay, it is enough to use this particular equation. For suppose, okay, for an example, if I have an equation, if I have a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, just think about it. If I have an equation matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, what you say about its characteristic equation? See, simply its characteristic equation, see, to write its characteristic equation, we need to move with the total procedure. But with the generalization what we have now, see, directly its characteristic equation is nothing but lambda square minus sum of the diagonal element into lambda. See, sum of the diagonal elements is here what? 5. 1 plus 4. So 5 times of the lambda. 1 plus 4 times of the lambda. Plus what you say? Determinant of A. So what is the determinant of this particular matrix? AD minus BC. 4 minus 6. 4 minus 6 is what? Minus 2. So minus 2 is equals to 0. So at the end, this is the characteristic equation for the matrix. See, actually this is the general formula and this is the general procedure. But at the end, to write the characteristic equation for a matrix, we have a direct technique and we use it. Okay, just have a look. So this is something about the characteristic equation for a 2 by 2 matrix. Now we will extend the same idea for a 3 by 3 matrix now. Okay, have a look. So for a 2 by 2 matrix, the characteristic equation by the rule determinant of A minus lambda is equals to 0. We have it. Okay, what it is? Lambda square minus sum of diagonal elements into lambda plus determinant of A is equals to 0. We did it and at the end we observed it. Okay, and similarly, if you go with the 3 by 3 matrix, the process is somewhat bit calculated. But if you calculate that A minus lambda is equals to 0, at the end the result looks like this. How it happens? Lambda cube minus sum of diagonal elements into lambda square plus sum of minus of diagonal elements into lambda minus determinant of A is equals to 0. Since it is a matrix of order 3 by 3, the characteristic equation is cubic equation. Whereas for 2 by 2 it is a quadratic, but here it is cubic. A cubic equation consists of lambda cube term, lambda square term, lambda term and constant term. Lambda cube coefficient is 1, whereas the coefficient of lambda square is sum of diagonal elements and the coefficient of lambda is sum of minus of diagonal elements minus determinant of A is equals to 0. Okay, just I will give you one example in the next bit. Okay, for suppose take a matrix G and the elements are, take a matrix G, you just something, you just say G, no problem. G is equals to 1 1 0, okay, 1 2 1 2 1 1, any matrix. Okay, 1 1 0 1 2 1 and then 2 1 1, right? Or suppose for simplification you may take another, no problem. This is a matrix G, 1 1 0 1 2 1 2 1 1. Okay, right? Then its characteristic equation is what? We have a procedure as well as this direct rule. The procedure is simply nothing but determinant of G minus lambda I is equals to 0. Okay, and again I will do this determinant of G minus lambda I also, but with this direct procedure, this characteristic equation is directly given by lambda cube minus sum of the diagonal elements. See, what are the diagonal elements? 1 2 1. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 1 into lambda square. Okay. Plus sum of the minus of the diagonal elements. Sum of the minus of the diagonal elements in the sense, see these are the diagonal elements. For every element you need to take the minor. Minor means the determinant obtained by leaving the corresponding row and column. For this one, leave this row, leave this column. These four elements will form the minor. Determinant of 2, 1, 1. Okay. Plus for the second element 2, leave this row and leave this column. The remaining elements 1, 0, 2, 1. Plus on the last element, the diagonal element, leave this row and leave this column 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay. This determinant. Sum of the minus, these are the minus and these are the minus corresponding to diagonal elements, plus lambda. Okay, and the constant term minus determinant of A. Determinant of A here in the sense determinant of the given matrix 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1 is equals to 0. Just have a look. If you simplify this, you will get an equation, and that equation is mentioned as the characteristic equation for this matrix G. Okay, if you simplify it, 1 plus 2 plus 1 is how much? 4. So lambda cube minus 4 lambda square, and then we need to calculate its minus. See what will be the minus. See this 2, 1, 1, 1. 1 into 2 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. This value is 1. Then when you think about this value, again it is 1 because 2 into 0 is 0, right? When you think about this value, again it is 1. Why? Because 1 into 2 is 2, 1 into 1 is 1. Okay, 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3 lambda. And that's a part. And then we need to calculate its determinant. While calculating determinant, we have a technique, right? So multiplying the rows with its corresponding. So you just leave the thing about the 0. This 1 into 2, 1, 1, 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So that thing is 1. And then minus 1 into determinant of these four elements. Okay, 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is minus 1, again minus 1 is there, plus 1. So it will become 2. You just do in your own way, okay? Don't depend on me, okay? See, on simplification, at the end we will have that lambda cube 1 plus 2 plus 1 minus 4 lambda square plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3 lambda minus this determinant. If you calculate, you get it as 2. So 2 is equals to 0. So this is the characteristic equation. See, once again I am repeating, to calculate the characteristic equation for a 3 by 3 matrix, we have two procedures. One procedure is just depending on this G minus lambda is equals to 0. Direct way of calculating the determinant in terms of lambda. Or the other way is using this trick. What is it? The direct formula that for a 3 by 3, lambda cube minus sum of diagonal elements into lambda square plus sum of the minus of the diagonal elements minus determinant of A. So for the given matrix G, sum of the diagonal elements are 1 plus 2 plus 1 I mentioned here, and the sum of the minus of the diagonal elements. See these three, 1, 2, 1 are the diagonal elements. For this one, the minor is these four elements. For this 2, the minor is 1, 2, 0, 1. And for this one, the minor is these four elements. So sum of the minus is 3, so 3 lambda minus determinant of A. So that is the characteristic equation for this given matrix. Okay, just have a look. If you don't want to use this direct trick to find the characteristic equation, then your way of solving is this. Okay, or you may find the characteristic equation directly like this. Okay, or the characteristic equation is simply nothing but determinant of this G minus lambda I is equals to 0. Okay, G minus lambda is equals to 0 means 1 minus lambda 1, 0, and then 1, 2 minus lambda 1, and then 2, 1, 1 minus lambda is equals to 0. If you find the determinant for this determinant in terms of lambda, again you will get the same answer. You just do now if you wish. Okay, you just find its determinant, and in terms of lambda you get it in the same way, that lambda cube minus 4 lambda square plus 3 lambda minus 2 is equals to 0. So at the end, to find the characteristic equation, we have two techniques. One thing is directly finding the determinant in terms of lambda, and the other thing is this particular observation. Okay, have a look. So this is all about 49th point. You just have a look, you just find the determinant and then compare. After that I will give you the 50th point. So just have a look. The 50th point is about Cayley-Hamilton theorem. It states that every matrix satisfies its characteristic equation. For suppose if I have a matrix minus 1, 0, 2, 3, then its characteristic equation is determinant of A minus lambda is equals to 0, as with the direct rule mentioned in the previous point, which is lambda square minus 2 lambda minus 3 is equals to 0. See, by Cayley-Hamilton theorem, okay, Cayley is the name of the mathematician, okay. By the theorem, matrix A satisfies this equation. So since matrix A satisfies this equation, we need to replace lambda with A square minus 2A minus 3 is equals to 0. From there it is very clear that A square is equals to 2A plus 3. Okay. See, since A square is equals to 2A plus 3, see, usually you will face some objective questions related to this theorem and this characteristic equation. The questions may ask you to find A power 4 or A cube like that. See, look here, A square is equals to 2A plus 3. If you multiply everything with A, what will happen? A cube is equals to 2A square plus 3A. Is it right? And then this is equals to 2 times of what is A square? Already A square is 2A plus 3. Again replace here. 2A plus 3 plus 3A. So A cube is equals to 2 into 2A, 4A plus 3A is 7A plus 6. You just have a look. The questions usually ask you, if A is equals to minus 1, 0, 2, 3, then A cube is equals to dash. See, you need to choose one option from the given multiple choices. That A cube is equals to here 7A plus 6. Without the help of this Cayley-Hamilton theorem or with this characteristic equation, we need to find out A cube just by multiplying A with A 3 times, and then we need to calculate the right side part. After that, there is a chance to equalize these two. But with the help of this characteristic equation and Cayley-Hamilton theorem, see, matrix A satisfies this equation. Directly we have A square, and then directly we have A power 3 also. If you multiply this A power 3 with A again, you will get A power 4 and A power 5 again. Like that you will find. Okay, according to the question we need to proceed. At the end, we need to pay our attention on this particular statement and its benefit. The statement is every matrix satisfies its characteristic equation, whereas the benefit is we need to replace that lambda with that A. Okay, have a look. See, the next problem is a matrix A is given and they ask us to find A inverse. See, actually we know the way of finding A inverse just by calculating adjoint and then multiplying with 1 by determinant of A. But this Cayley-Hamilton theorem somewhat helps us to find A inverse in a simple manner. See, this is A, and then from there what you say about its characteristic equation, which is determinant of A minus lambda I is equals to 0. So in terms of lambda, if you simplify, you will get that the characteristic equation as lambda cube minus 3 lambda square minus 1 is equals to 0. You just do it, okay? And if it is the characteristic equation, then as we discussed, by Cayley-Hamilton theorem, the matrix must satisfy this equation. We have A cube minus 3A square minus I is equals to 0. Since we need to replace the constant with the identity, right? A cube minus 3A square minus I is equals to 0. Now, to find A inverse, since we have this A cube minus 3A square minus I is equals to 0, multiply everything with A inverse. A cube minus A inverse minus 3A square into A inverse minus I into A inverse is equals to 0. Right? We know that A into A inverse is identity. So we will rewrite it like this. A square of A inverse minus 3A of A inverse and minus A inverse is equals to 0. This is identity. This is identity. We have that A square minus 3A is equals to, if you send that A inverse that side, you will get A inverse. So at the end, A inverse is equals to A square minus 3A. Sometimes the options may say that A inverse has A square minus 3A. Then there ends your task. Or if you wish A inverse in terms of the elements, you just calculate A inverse and then calculate 3A, do subtraction, you will get A inverse. So to find out A inverse of a matrix, this characteristic equation and the Cayley-Hamilton theorem is another tool to find that inverse of the matrix. Just have a look.